Alina, you reached out to see me for homeopathic treatment a while ago. It must be 2 or 3 months ago. Tell me what made you research and look up for homeopathy and decide to try homeopathy for your health.
Well, first of all, Yota, thank you very much for having me as a client, as a patient. Yeah, a patient. I'm really glad that through you I discovered homeopathy, and I'm really amazed about the results I had, and so I'm glad to speak about it and to have the opportunity to share with the world about my results.
And you're just starting on your journey.
Yeah, and I'm really happy I discovered it now, because now I'm just promoting it everywhere with my family, and they have results already. So it's mind blowing how good it works for me and for my family. Only after 3 months.
Okay, great. So tell me what sort of issues you were having, and you kind of decided to try homeopathy for your health.
Yeah, so I wasn't focused on one issue, but I felt like my health can be improved. Being a woman, I wanted to have less pain during my menstruation.
You had pain during period.
I had pain during really bad pain during menstruations, and then I was suffering from cystitis as well. I had a very acute PMS. I was a little bit concerned about the vaccination for COVID, and I felt like my body is much weaker after I got the 3 doses. So this was one of the issues that I wanted to sort it with you as well. And I just want to have a very healthy sexual life and healthy body for a woman who is 40. So it was important for me to address all the issues to you, so we can start work on each of them step by step.
Good, yeah. And then you booked your appointment, and we had our first consultation. And how did you find the consultation? I mean, the first one is quite a lengthy, like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So how did you find the approach and the questions? And was it anything different from what you've experienced with other therapies? How was that for you?
Well, the initial consultation is really different, just because I thought you know everything about me. You know about me even more than my mom does, because you ask me so many questions, so many different questions.
That's true. I know things about my clients that most people.
Yeah, nobody know maybe, but you should know. And to be fair, my approach was that I would be as honest as possible with you, because the important, is the outcome of the treatment, and I wanted to feel better, and it was important for me to be as honest as possible with you regarding, regardless of the question you will ask. But the questions will be quite unexpected, like. What did you dream last night, or do you have any kind of dreams, and then do you have any kind of pain, and then how is your relationship with your partner or with your family? So they are really I was glad to give you an overview of myself and of my life, and not only pieces.
Which is not something the GP asks, is it?
Well, yeah, they go really in they focus really on one element of your life. Like, if this hurts, then you will get this. While with you, I felt like you took in consideration my past, my present, my future. Where do I want to go? How did I feel when I was a child? Which everything makes sense, and everything is relevant when you try to fix your health. So that was really surprising, and that gave me a lot of trust in what is to come from our treatment. The first consultation, I felt like a therapy session because I could speak about everything, but somehow everything was really related, and it made sense, whatever you would ask for.
Because it's all about you. Everything concerns
exactly.
you.
Yeah, exactly. So in my mind, it was like, oh my God, this is so personalized, so bespoke that
Hmm.
you can't go wrong. I mean, it's not a paracetamol that you give to
Hmm.
everyone. It's like, especially for me, created something which was, I never experienced it before. And I was really glad to see that someone can build this,
Yeah,
especially.
yeah, great. And then I worked on your case and I prescribed a remedy for you, which in my opinion, at that point suited your personality and everything we discussed about. And tell me what happened after the remedy and what sort of changes you noticed.
Yeah, so you came back in within 2 or 3 days, like really
Mhm.
quickly, and you gave me four little pills. I don't know how to call them, little sweet pills. And you said take two of them, one in the evening, one in the morning. And I asked you, what is this? Is it Nurofen? Is it paracetamol? Is it? And you said that's an Alina medication.
Medicine.
And I said, oh wow, that makes sense actually. Yeah, I don't want to know more. So I took the first one I took in the evening, and the second one it was the next morning. And in the morning I had the first result that was me crying a lot and releasing the whole sadness, or maybe the whole pressure that I had before, which, to be fair, I didn't mention to you, but I was trying to release it for a while. It was more than a year probably that I was holding on to something, and I couldn't release it in any way because I tried so many therapists and it didn't help much. But with this little remedy, the next day I will be crying for half an hour, and then I was fine. I was fine, and
But
I'm still fine.
that's funny because, I gave you something that made you cry. That might sound really horrible to some
Yeah,
people,
no, that was
but
so, yeah, that was releasing
it was really.
all the pressure that I had before, and I felt extraordinary after, and I don't have any kind of sadness since then. You pretend everything is good, but inside of you you'll feel sad, and this only you know how you feel.
And
And
maybe cognitively you don't even understand that you're
realize,
sad. You
yeah,
just
yeah,
have this sensation of kind
yeah.
of like heaviness, and then once it's released, then you realize, oh, actually I was holding on too much in.
Yeah, and this is something that you picked up in our initial consultation from what I was telling you, because I wasn't aware that I have a problem that I need to solve.
Hmm.
Um, and so you picked up from my story, and this is how you build the remedy, especially for me. So it did work in within 8 hours from when I took it the first one. When I took the
Right.
first one,
And you
yeah.
had this release of tears and
Yeah,
sadness.
yeah, and I don't have that anymore. So I don't find it in myself anymore.
Excellent,
So it's
excellent.
gone.
So how does this apply to your life now? How releasing that sadness, has this changed your outputs and your kind of view of life now?
So I do understand that inside, if you hold on something really sad inside of you, it will gonna come up somehow in a different form. And
Sure.
I'm really glad that I could cry for half an hour and release it. Then, wake up one day with some kind of cancer, or some kind of disease that I cannot cure because
But was it holding you back, you think? Was it holding you back at all, this sadness, even
um,
subconsciously?
yeah, definitely. Yeah, a little bit of anxiety because of that, in certain
Period.
areas of my life. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I can't even say now because I wasn't aware that I'm holding on it. Uh,
Hmm.
but after it happened, I did understand that, oh my God, that was it. Whew, it's gone now. And I
Excellent.
felt so light. And yeah, there is no pressure anymore
Perfect.
regarding that.
And then you had some actual physical symptoms that improved.
Yes, yeah. So I did have a very painful period for probably the last 10 years. And
Oh
so
wow.
I thought that it's how it's supposed to be. I didn't I don't even remember if I mentioned, that my period is painful to you, because I thought it's a part of being a woman.
Not. You're supposed to
It's,
have a good periods, and it's not supposed
yeah,
to make you suffer.
well, guess what? Probably in 2 months after I took the remedy, it was clear for me that I don't have those pains anymore. The
Right.
first month, actually, after I took the remedy, in about 2 or 3 days, my period will come. So I wasn't really sure if it's because of the remedy, but then the next one was even better, and I did realize that, yeah, definitely it helped with this. So I don't have any kind of pain. And before that, I used to wake up in the night because the pain would be so
Oh wow.
unbearable, and I'll try to get any kind of pills. I don't really like to take medication.
Sometimes you have to, though, because if you can't get in sleep, you need to relieve yourself. But
It
now
was so painful that it was many times that I couldn't go to work just because it would be
oh wow,
impossible
so
for me
bad.
to. Yeah, it was really bad. And now I'm like a flower. I can go to the gym. I'm waking up in the morning. I'm like, oh, my period came without even
Oh,
noticing.
that's so lovely to hear.
Yeah, and it also helped a lot with my PMS symptoms. Before my period, about a week before my period, I will feel that I'm more irritated. I can't handle the unexpected issues so good. I'll be more nervous, agitated. This is gone as well. And
I'm sure everybody around you is happier.
yeah, I think people around me they are just blessed, to have me this way. Yeah, no, it definitely
Excellent.
made a big
Great. And
difference.
then something else came up, which I was not aware in our first
Yeah.
consultation. Cystitis symptoms, which you didn't mention in your first initial consultation because you actually thought it's normal.
That's right. Yeah. Especially after making love with my partner, I will feel every 2 to 3 weeks I'll feel like really irritated, and the burning sensation. I couldn't sit normally. It will be throughout all day, maybe less in the evening. And usually I will take the sachets with boric acid. I don't know the
Mhm.
name of it, but it's something that you can buy in Boots, and they will help from 5 times. They will help once,
Okay.
but in the rest of the time, I will be ending up at GP taking antibiotics.
Oh wow.
This has been for the last 5 years or so. And thank God I bought this remedy kit from.
So this is what I advise for you to take, which is a remedy kit that
Yeah,
I
which is
advise all my clients to have, because it's got 42 remedies in here, and you can have actually your own pharmacy at home. And
exactly.
then you could put it in your bag, put it in your backpack, and just travel with it, and just take it wherever you go. And you always have access to homeopathic remedies. And then you can always call me and say, this is going on. And I'll say, okay, take this from your box.
Yeah.
Because when you're out and about, in Greece, there are pharmacies that they sell homeopathic remedies, maybe in France as well. 24 hours, you can find something, but you have to look for a special pharmacy. But when you have like a kid, even if a little family or for yourself, it's a great tool to have at home. So you bought one of these?
Yes, and I'm so happy that I have, and I'm traveling with it wherever I'll go. And as I said, I did treat some of the things for my family already. And what is
so
absolutely
you're becoming the homeopath yourself?
well, I don't know, because
this is so fantastic, because you've got this little booklet here, which is like, I don't know how you find it, easy to use.
Very easy to use.
Yes, comprehensive.
Yeah, we will have a issue like in a family. I'll go through the symptoms, and we know exactly. It's so easy to identify which remedy is yours. I find it very, very easy to navigate.
Yeah, that's for acute situations, like something is happening there and now, and it's kind of like first aid. For more chronic, you need like a more kind of detailed, approach. But so with your cystitis, you just
My
told me, I just saw you somewhere, and you said, "Oh, this is happening," and I said, oh, why don't you try this from your kids? And then what happens?
And then next day it was gone. Yeah, I didn't even realize that it's gone. I'm like, oh my God, it worked overnight. It works so quickly without waiting, for 3 weeks to go to the GP, without giving any kind of samples to
Suffering,
without antibiotics, which
which
you
is fantastic.
actually take the antibiotics, but then you lie 10 days to recover from the antibiotics. So
Yes.
it's amazing. It's amazing how quickly it did work. And yeah,
It didn't just help with the acute symptoms there and then. You mentioned to me that you're not getting the cystitis symptoms.
Yeah, that's true as well. Yeah. So it's been now what, 3 months, and I don't have. Since then, I didn't have that issue. I didn't change much in my lifestyle. It's only that I took the right remedy. So I'm impressed.
And how often do you have to take the remedy for the cystitis?
Yeah, it will be so at least twice a year. I'll have the antibiotics.
Okay.
For
No. But this time when you took the cystitis remedies from your box.
Yeah, so I took it once, and then in 2 months I took it twice, and it did work overnight every
So
time.
just that, just two,
Yeah. Just 2 times.
two small pills, no side effects, no antibiotics, no suffering, no going back and forth to GP for appointments.
So quickly, the results will come so quickly.
And that just in your cupboards, your box, your homeopathic remedies, and you treat yourself. And how does that make you feel? You're able to resolve this part, on your own, and not have to.
Great. Yeah, it's great to be, to be independent and not.
Quite empowering, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And treating your mother, you were telling me you're just treating your mother for something.
Yeah. Well, I hope she will be happy to give a testimonial as well, because for her, she actually called me especially to let me know that it helped her a lot.
What did she have? What was going on?
So she was complaining about some pain in her hips and in the lower back because of arthritis or rheumatism. And then I gave her, from the booklet, we went we took about 15 minutes to go through the symptoms and see what remedy would be the best. And then she tried this remedy from the remedy kit that I had at home. And I think she called me in about 3 days to say that she doesn't have any pain, and it's still going on. So it's been 3 weeks now, and she doesn't have any pain in her hips or in her lower back since then.
Wow.
So whatever she took, it was really, really good, and especially for the problem that she had. And this is absolutely gorgeous, because the booklet will say symptoms, physical symptoms, but also symptoms about the mood and about the communication with others, and about your sleep, and about how you feel in the surroundings. So it's really easy to identify which case is yours and what remedy belongs to, especially that case. I don't know how it works still. I don't know.
You don't have to know how it works for it to work.
But I think it's just so impressive that you want to know if something like that exists, then how we cannot use it. It's an amazing tool. Amazing. So
I know.
For live, I'm fan of we'll go just this way.
Fantastic. Yes, this is what homeopathy does. I mean, it's not always straightforward. Sometimes you just need to adjust the remedies, and sometimes it just doesn't work straight away, or because somebody has too much going on, so you have to go through stages. But most of the times you get these great results with people, and actually they come back, and then when you go through the symptoms and you remind them how they were, they say, oh, I've forgotten that I felt like this, because it's so naturally resolved. Everything's going through like a process of just letting go, and they realize they don't feel this way anymore. Or this kind of sadness that you described, you had a lovely healing kind of process. But people, you remind them of what they said during the consultation, and they go, oh my God, yes, I remember saying that, but I didn't realize I felt so low or so whatever. But then they realize they're in a different place now. They've come out of that. So yeah, it's lovely to see and observe all these, and I'm very proud when people, you know, come and tell me all these amazing stories. And
well, it's impossible not to celebrate, because it's so incredible how quickly
it can be life-changing for people.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, me, and during my periods, I was like, you couldn't rely on me at all with anything. And now I can even go to the gym. There's no
Freer.
problem. Yeah.
Isn't that so? It's free from the pain. So you have a more free life to enjoy. You have more time, and you feel freer to enjoy life. And make
wow, I haven't thought this way, but
Yeah.
you're right. I'm free of pain, and I'm free of thinking that those 5 days will be horrible. For
Yeah,
me.
because pain can be very restricting and very debilitating. So you have to adjust your life according to the pain.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
if you've got period pain, you cannot go on a holiday because you've got period pain. So you have to adjust. Whereas now you can just go on holiday whenever you want.
Yeah.
Isn't that so?
Yeah. And what I like the most is probably the fact that you can't go wrong with it. The worst case, it won't work, that remedy on you.
Yeah.
But
there's no harm.
Any side effects. So this is so comforting as well, because taking that booklet and maybe misreading a symptom and then taking the remedy,
it's not that you're giving some horrible medicine to your family.
It's not like you'll be recovering after that. No, in the
worst case scenario, it doesn't work.
Then you try something different. Next day that you need to try something different.
Yeah. Sometimes
when
I started in my early days, I started exactly like this, with a small booklet and a remedy kit with my children, and I was trying different remedies for like earache, and nothing was changing. Then I was giving something else, nothing was happening, and then I was trying until we got the right one, and then you could see the difference, like completely different kind of attitude. They would just have full appetite for food, and they would just start playing out and about. So you can't harm anyone. So no harm in trying, and just trying yourself and treating your family or treating yourself. It's absolutely safe.
It's really relief. How do you say? It's really comforting that
you
treat your body with a gentle remedy. It's not something aggressive. It's not something that you'll need to pay for. At your
you feel it's good for you, and you actually embrace it, and your body embraces it.
It's like taking care of your body. You're not just taking care of the symptoms.
My children, when they were young, they would just love taking homeopathic remedies, and sometimes they had a fever, or they had an acute earache, and I couldn't get the remedy right. So I was struggling to find the right remedy. And at some point I was so desperate because I didn't want them to suffer. So I would offer some Calpol. And I don't know if you know, but the children's Calpol is quite sweet, and it's got like a strawberry flavor or something like that. And they would not have it. They would not open their mouth for the Calpol, but they would open the mouth for and I'm talking about 2-year-olds, right? So they wouldn't know the difference.
Just the intuition, knowing exactly.
I was actually struggling to get the Calpol in, and they would not take it. And then I had to keep trying with them because I needed a break myself. So, and then I had to keep trying with the remedies until I got the right one. And they were like, "Oh yes, relief! Stop crying finally." Yeah. So there we go.
Lovely. So Jota, I don't have words to thank you enough for introducing me to this and for guiding me to the right remedies. And I think this should be a long-term relationship with your homeopath. You build a long-term relationship because it works on so many levels, on your mind, on your body, on your soul, on your relationships, that you need to come back from time to time, once in 2 months, once in 3 months.
I agree. Because life is happening. Life is happening all the time.
Exactly.
And I myself have got a homeopath, and which I see whenever life happens. And I just talking things out, just sharing your experiences and the way you experience your symptoms, and either mental, emotional, or physical, because they create this space for you to just share without any any judgment or nothing. It's just this clear space for you to share, and that's a very healing space as well.
Yeah, definitely. Just to take it out of you, it's already a first step.
Lots of people share that with me, that actually I felt so much better just talking things through.
Here we go. Yeah.
And these are things you cannot tell to your husband, to your children, to your parents, to your friends. Sometimes you just need to tell someone that will not judge and doesn't have an opinion.
Yeah.
So, and they just see you for what you are. So my point is, I see my homeopath, for the last 10, 20 years, I don't know how long for now, quite often, because life happens and we all need the support, and life is hard. So we kind of need to hold each other, right?
Yeah, it's great.
Thank you for your trust. We're just starting our journey, but
I'm really happy to give my feedback only after a couple of months, because it made a huge difference in my life. So thank you for the opportunity to.
Bless you. Thank you so much for your trust, and it's going to be very exciting to see what other comes for you next.
Yeah, I'm in good hands.
Thank you so much, Alina. Thank you.
Bye-bye.